Hi and hello. I am Mr. Gallant, as you should already know. Due to some family issues going on right now, I will be out for the next 2 weeks. So I decided, okay, well, how can I make this somewhat normal for you? We know Miss W probably will do a wonderful job of teaching you robotics, but she did ask for me to create a couple of videos and stuff like that in order to make sure that you are still able to do the fun robotic stuff. So I'm at my parents' house right now. I'm going to record some videos for y'all. We'll do either 1 or 2 videos a day, depending on how complex the videos are. At the end of each lesson, you'll be required to turn in a screenshot of your program that you wrote, and that will be what your grade is for that day. So hopefully it'll be a nice, easy lesson. We'll see how it goes. You'll be doing a lot of programming with the Microbit. The idea of this video is that you can pause and play the video if I'm going too fast, or if you need to stop and do something, you are able to pause the video. I look forward to kind of doing this programming with y'all, so I'm really excited about that. Now, you will need 2 things in order to do this activity. You will need the Chromebook, which I'm assuming you're already on, or a laptop of some sort, and a Microbit. So go ahead and get your Microbit plugged into the computer. If you need one of the USB hubs, they're on my desk. You may go grab one of those. I hope that you're behaving for the substitute. I hope you're behaving for Ms. W. And I really hope you enjoy these Python lessons. So go ahead and pause the video if you don't have your Microbit hooked up to the computer. If you don't have all that kind of stuff, go ahead and pause the video and then play it again once you have those things. Now, you should be on the Green Acres website, and as always, all the websites that you need are located at the bottom. So I'm going to scroll down here to student resources, and where we'll be programming today is the Python for Microbit. So you need to click that, and it will take you to, hopefully, there we go. This is our Python Microbit programming website. Now, we've already done a little bit of programming here with using this website. Now, if you look here, what we have, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you're all able to see it a little bit more. What we have right here is anything that comes after the asterisk or the pound sign is just a note. That means I can put whatever I want in here, and the computer cannot read it. So I'm going to just usually what I will put after this pound sign is the title of the program, and that kind of helps me keep track of all my programs. The next line in line number 2 is from Microbit import asterisk. That makes sure that we're speaking the right language. Your computer speaks one type of digital language, your Microbit speaks another type of digital language. So we want to make sure that they're speaking the same language before the program starts, because if the computer starts speaking French but the Microbit only understands Spanish, then we have an issue. So we make sure we're telling the computer, okay, you're talking to a Microbit, and that way it's speaking the correct language. Then we skipped a couple of lines and we get to here where it says while true. That is basically, it's going to say, while true, do the following things. Since we've never told it what is false, it will constantly do the while true statement. Instead of while true, I could do while 2 is greater than 1, because 2 is always greater than 1. I can say that while the sun is absolutely equal to yellow, because in our Earth's atmosphere, the sun is yellow. And the sun is actually more white, but that's a whole nother story. But we're going to keep it as while true. Now notice how the W in while is lowercase and the T in true is capital. There is a reason for that. If I change the T even a little bit, it completely changed the programming. When you're dealing with Python, it is a very, very, very specific type of programming. So we have to be making sure that we're doing everything correctly. Now, the first line of this, line 6, says display scroll hello world. What that will do is like with our Microbit programming, A scroll is just basically a string of words that go across the screen. Okay, so we're going to cause a stream of words to scroll across the screen. Here it's going to say hello world. Now, if I want to, I can make it go faster. I can do delay equals, and then right now it's already set to 150. 150 is its basic number. So if I take 150 and I want to go faster, I can change it to 100 and it will go faster. And I can change it to about as low as you want to go is 10. Anything lower than 10, it's basically doing the exact same thing. And what this means is, what this number is how long does it take for one light to turn off and the next light to turn on in milliseconds. So if I have this set to 10, that means it's 10 milliseconds between this light to this light. Here, it's 150 milliseconds from this light to this light. And if I go to 1,000, that means it takes 1 second for this to move to here. Okay, and the lights on the microbit. So you can try adding this part of the program into it. You can go ahead and add this, pause the video, add this into your microbit program, and see if you can make it go faster and slower based off of changing this number right here. Now, if you have it set to 150, that is what is it's automatically set at, so you're not really going to notice a difference. So you can start it at 150 and then change it to 15 and see how much faster it goes, or change it to 1,500, which is 1.5 seconds, and see how slow it goes. The higher the number, the slower it's going to go because you're making more time in between those two things. Okay, I'm going to leave it at 150 here. Go ahead and pause the video for a second. Play with the speed on your microbit. Remember, when you want to connect, you're going to hit the connect button. If your microbit's plugged in, it should be right there. You're going to click it, then click connect, and then you should be able to, I know, I don't have one connected, and then you should be able to flash it to your microbit. You should have a happy face right here. If it is connected, instead of two Lego hands handing over a Bitcoin. And then right here, you should be able to, it should say flash rather than download if you're connected. Once you do that, it might take a second, but boom, you should be able to see hello world going faster and slower. Then you should see an image of a heart for 2 seconds. So go ahead and pause the video for a second, play with that delay, and then when you're ready to move on, go ahead and hit play again. Now, I'm assuming that you did what I asked you to do and paused the video and actually did the delay thing and played with that for a little bit. I'm sure some of y'all are just skipping ahead through this, and I understand. But I hope that you're getting to really learn Python because it's a really cool program that we'll be able to use more and more as the weeks go on. So the next line is display.show image.heart. That means it's going to show the image of a heart. Now notice that HEART are all full capitalized letters, and the I in image is capital. Now, if you wanted to say, okay, what images are already programmed into Python, you can go right up here to help, and there is a tab called documentation. If I click documentation, this is basically anywhere that you need programs that can help you with writing Python programming. I can scroll down, and right here it says image. Now, what's cool about this is it walks you through how to do different images on the microbit. And if I scroll down right here, attributes, underneath attributes is every single thing that you can make your microbit do. So you can make your microbit do a chessboard, a rabbit, a cow, a clock. I think here's Pac-Man, here's Christmas, here's Pitchfork. You can stick figure, butterfly, tortoise. You can do all of these programs, and all you have to do, see, it's image.pitchfork. So I would have to do image dot and then pitchfork. I can't spell right now. Pitchfork has to be all capital. Then, last but not least, we have sleep 2000. Basically, what this is a wait time or a pause. So if I tell it to sleep 2000, that means I'm having it sleep for 2000 milliseconds, which is the same as 2 seconds. If I take out this sleep 2000, uh, your image of a pitchfork or my image of a pitchfork will only appear for 1 microsecond, which is usually not enough for your eyes to actually pick up. So I'm going to keep that sleep in there. I'm going to 2000, leave that in there. And now what it should do is display dot scroll hello world at a normal speed. However, I'm going to speed this up. Hello dot world at 15 milliseconds per light bulb, and then display dot show the image of the pitchfork for 2 seconds. Now, again, I'm going to ask you to pause the video, and I'm going to have you go to help, documentation, scroll down until you find image. There it is right there. And then again, scroll down through here, find all the different attributes available for you, and just play with this basic program, okay? This is a very basic program. I want you to play with it, change the sleep time. You can increase it, you can decrease it, you can change what the image is. I'm going to ask you to pause the video and do a couple of things with that and kind of have fun with it. After we do this next pause, then we will move into the main program. Okay, so I'm assuming that you paused the video. You did what I asked you to do. You didn't just keep watching play and then just said, oh, I'm just going to do it later. Kind of would like for you to kind of learn how to do these microbit things. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take everything except for lines 1 and 2, and I'm going to delete it. And for help me with my notes, in line 1, I'm going to keep the pound sign, and I'm going to title this Using Buttons. Okay, so this program is going to actually help us use the buttons on the microbit. Now, your microbit has 3 buttons. It has the A button, the B button, and the reset button. The reset button is located on the back of the microbit. Okay, so I'm going to skip down to line 4. And I'm going to kind of talk to you about if, then, else statements. Now, we've done these in the make code microbit where we had the picture of the microbit up there in the corner. We were actually able to do if, then, else, then statements. But basically, if I say, if I drop a ball, I want it, the ball should fall, right? If I drop the ball should drop. Else, if I hold on to the ball should not fall. Now, of course, this is not a microbit programming, but what I'm trying to get you to realize is if else statements, okay? If I do this, I want this to happen. If I do this, I want this to happen. And this is how the A and B buttons will work. If I press the A button, I want this to happen. If I press the B button, I want something else to happen. So I'm on line 5 right now. I'd kind of like for you to be in the same area. And we're going to start it off by saying, okay, while with a lowercase w, true with a capital T, and then I'm going to hit colon. Okay. Now remember, if I'm going too fast in any part of this programming, pause the video, do what you need to do to catch up. Okay. So I have while true, and then I pushed a colon. Now, because I pushed colon, it's letting my microbit know that it's about to do a list of things. So if I press enter, notice how it indents it over here. If I didn't have that colon and I press enter, it would bring me all the way back to the beginning of the line. So I'm going to keep that colon there. So while true, that means anything that's below it, I want it to happen while always happen. So I'm going to do if button underscore. Now the underscore is holding down the shift button and then the button next to 0 at the same time. If button A period is underscore pressed, and then I like to call this crab face. It's basically an open and closed parentheses, and then we're going to have another colon. So basically what I said, if I press the A button, that's what this says right here. If button A if button underscore A period is underscore pressed, what do I want it to do? Well, I want it to display dot show, open parentheses, image with a capital I, period. Let's see. I want to put an image here. So as we said earlier, I can go to documentation. I can scroll down to image. Let's see what image do I want to use. Let's do smile. Okay. So I'm going to do SMILE. And then I'm going to close the parentheses, okay? So if button A is pressed, I want it to show an image of a smiley face on my Microbit, okay? Now I'm going to press enter and then backspace, and it's going to line me back up where if is, okay? Now I can't say else if. The Microbit doesn't really recognize that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do elif. It's basically I took the word else if and combined it into one word known as elif. Now, if there we go, it's supposed to be a lowercase I. My bad. If button A is pressed, I want to display dot show an image of a smile. Else if, well, there's only one other button we can press. Button underscore B period is underscore pressed. Crab face colon. Okay, I want it to display dot clear crab face. Now, what that means is that when I press the A button, a smiley face should appear, and when I release the A button, nothing should happen. Okay, because I've pressed the A button, it's supposed to show a smiley face until something else happens. Well, when the B button is pressed, that's going to make the smiley face disappear because I said display clear, which basically means clear the screen. So what I want you to do is I want you to pause the video in a second. I want you to, sorry about that. I want you to pause the video in just a second. I want you to download this program to your Microbit and start playing the buttons. Now, what you should see as soon as you download, nothing should happen on your Microbit. The reason nothing's happening on your Microbit is because you haven't pushed any buttons yet, okay? So then press the A button. Smiley face should appear. Press the B button. The smiley face should disappear. Now, at any point, words start appearing on the screen, line 6 issue. That means you did something wrong. Okay, so that means something in your program's not right. If it says line 6, then it's probably the error is in line 6, or it might be the line before. So if you start getting the line errors, go and look at this code, try to see what's right and what's wrong. So go ahead and pause the video, play with the program, and see what you can get it to do. Okay, so again, I'm assuming that you actually did what I asked you to do. You did the video, or you downloaded it to your Microbit. You didn't have any issues. You made the smiley face appear. You made the smiley face disappear by pressing the B button. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to make this program a little bit more difficult. And what we're going to do is I'm going to get rid of display.clear, and I want it to display something else. I want it to display dot show image dot sad. Okay. Now that means when I press the A button, it's going to show an image of a smiley face. And if I press the B button, it will show the image of the sad face. Now, the only problem with this program is that when I do that, the screen will never go clear again. It will only be clear if I hit the reset button on the back or if I re-download the program. The screen will never go clear again. So we want to add something else so that the screen does go clear. So I'm going to hit enter, I'm going to hit backspace, and I'm going to do else. Okay. Now, else means that if A button and B button are both not being pressed, then I want it to do this. So I'm going to hit enter, and it's just else in a colon, and I'm going to do display dot clear, open closed parentheses, okay, or crab face. Now, what that means is as I press the A button, a smiley face should appear. And as soon as I let go of the A button, the smiley face should disappear and we should go back to a clear screen. When I press the B button, the sad face should appear until I let go of the B button, and then it should be clear. So again, I want you to make sure you have this program right here. I want you to flash it to your Microbit, make sure that it works. If you get any line errors, see what line it is and fix that program. So go ahead and pause the video, do this program, and see how it works. Okay, so now I'm assuming that you have done what I asked you to do. You played with this program. Now for your homework for this assignment. So what I want you to do is I want you to come up with your own program. So I'm going to get rid of image.smile. I'm going to get rid of image.sad. And I want you to send me a screenshot of your own program. So I want you to replace where image.smile and image.sad were with something from in here. Choose any two different images that you want. And the program should be, when I press the A button, something should appear. And when I press the B button, something else should appear. But when I'm not pressing a button, the screen should be clear. Okay. Now, after you do this program, I want you to take a screenshot of your program, not of the Microbit. I don't need to see your Microbit. I want to see a screenshot of your program that is on the screen, and you're going to turn that screenshot into Google Classroom. Now, remember, if you don't know how to take a screenshot on a Chromebook, we do have the little cheat sheet available under classroom resources. So if I go to classwork, I scroll down and look, computer shortcuts and resources. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to open this up. Okay. And I want to find Chromebook. Okay. So here it is for MacBook. There it is for a Windows. I'm going to go slowly. Here it is. Screenshots on a Chromebook. You're going to press the control button plus the screen button, and then it should take a screenshot of your screen. After you do that, you're going to upload it into Google Classroom to this assignment. So I look forward to seeing your programs here for using buttons. After you get the image uploaded, go ahead and click submit or turn your assignment in, and I will give you a grade for this assignment. So I really miss you guys. I hope y'all are doing well. Please feel free to put comments on the assignment if you need help. I don't need any of just the random comments, but do put comments if you need help with anything. Miss Weinreber should be there, or a substitute should be there. Please behave for the substitute and Miss Weinreber. Don't just walk out of the classroom if you need to go to the bathroom. Please make sure you do all of your work and get it all turned in. I'm giving you a grade on all of these assignments. And as we go on, you're going to be expected to know how to do things. That's why I was telling you to pause the videos and go and do the things yourself. Because if you don't know how to do some of these things later on, it's going to make it more and more difficult. Because I don't think I need to go over how to add images anymore into the program, because you got to play with that a couple of times here. Okay, so good luck. I look forward to seeing your programs, and I'll see you in the next video.